A result of 20 years of my research in cosmology and physics is that the universe is timeless. This means that the universe does not run in time. Time is only numerical order of change of the universe. And this numerical order we measure with clocks. That universe is timeless has been already discussed by Gödel and Einstein. The book was published by Palle Jurgrau a few years ago about that, A World Without Time, a forgotten legacy of Gödel and Einstein. Myself, I published a book 20 years ago on the subject with the title End of Time in Slovenian language. And recently a book, Einstein Timeless Universe, the Foundation for Cosmic Religiousness, that is published by La Plambert Academic Publishing. I was deeply impressed as a student that time is something we cannot observe it, as we can observe, let's say, motion of the objects, as we can observe certain other things in physics. So time actually it's a preposition. Time is something that we don't know exactly what it is. And the idea of that time is a fourth dimension of space. That's the idea that was not cleared for last 100 years, because when we go into the formalism of special relativity, we see that time it's only numerical order of change that run in space and that we measure with clocks. And Einstein himself, he never said that the time it's a part of space. He was talking about four-dimensional continuum in which physical events happen. Recently it's discovered that certain physical phenomena can happen in the time zeros. That means the clock even don't make a tick and something has happened. And this clearly shows that we are not living and the universe is not running in something that we call time. The time is only numerical order of change of things. The case is, the situation is that we measure, that we experience this continuous change of the universe and of our life, we experience through the linear concept of time, past, present and future. That is a result of the neuronal activity of the brain. So the brain, in the brain it's this mental construction of time, and we experience everything through this concept. But the true nature of the universe is that universe is timeless, in the sense that infinity, eternity, it's not infinitely back into the past and not infinitely ahead in the future. The eternity it's now. Eternity it's now in this present moment. This is actually what Eckhart Tolle told us in his books, The Power of Now and other books, that the only real moment of life it's now. There is a nice experiment. I prepared for that, to have a pinwheel experiment, to have your own experience on that. The pinwheel, you can see here on the lab, the pinwheel, it's moving on the lab. And when you close your eyes, you can imagine, you can see imagination. It's moving, it's still moving. So our mind has ability to create a pinwheel, the image of the pinwheel. What is interesting is that this material pinwheel and the inner pinwheel that our mind creates are in the same space. So when you focus, first you can watch the material pinwheel, then you close your eyes and you focus on the imagine that it's moving, but then at the end you focus on who is experiencing the pinwheel, and then you discover that this is consciousness itself. So consciousness is a space. The whole material universe is contained in consciousness. That is timeless. Consciousness does not need time to be, not even a tick of clock. And with this research of time, our vision of the universe and also of the human life has changed tremendously, because it means that we are born, we are living, and we die in the same eternity, but we are never aware of it. And one of the problems of today's civilization is that we are so much focused on the future, what will happen in the future, how we'll create a better future, and we are not aware of this present moment, in which is contained the essence of life, the holiness of life. If a God exists, he can be only now, in this present moment. And as in the Western science, this essential truth of life, it's not taken into consideration. The science has somehow only is dealing with the quantity, with the measuring. And there is quite a big stream of scientists in the last few decades. We are working on that we bring a conscious experience back into hard science, into physics, that we bring a quality of life back, in the sense that the consciousness is not something that you can only search as an object, because consciousness is the subject, and the most we can go into progress in consciousness research, starting meditating in the way that we become aware of the way our mind functions. It's nothing mysterious in it. It just gives us this immense experience that now it's the only moment that exists, and that if we want to change our lives, we can do it only now. Thank you.